awesome homemade coconut cream pie.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
Hello everyone. To make this recipe, you'll need to start off with 3 cups of milk. Now you need to scald this milk, which means you need to heat it up to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit. I did mine in the microwave, but you can also heat it over the stove. Now in a medium-sized saucepan, you're going to place 1/3 of a cup of flour and 2/3 of a cup of white granulated sugar and a pinch of salt. Now the heat is not turned on at this point. And you're also supposed to add 1 cup of unsweetened coconut at this point, but I forgot. I added it a little bit later. So now turn the heat on to medium-low and add 1 cup of that scalded milk to the mixture and begin to whisk this together, stirring continuously over medium-low heat. Stir it until it begins to thicken a little bit and then add a 2nd cup of the scalded milk. Then stir it again over the heat and then add the 3rd cup. And once that 3rd cup is added and it starts to thicken up a bit, you're going to beat together 3 egg yolks in a separate bowl. Then you're going to take 1/2 cup of the hot mixture from the pot and pour it into the egg yolks and stir it up right away. Now this is called tempering, and what it does is it brings the temperature of the egg yolks up a little bit, because what we're going to do now is take that egg yolk mixture and pour it immediately and quickly back into the pot. Because we brought that egg yolk temperature up, it'll keep it from cooking once it goes back into the main pot. So continue to stir this over medium-low heat until it gets very thick. And as you can see, I added the coconut at this point, but it was supposed to have been added a little bit earlier, but the recipe still turned out, so it wasn't a total disaster. So continue to cook it. It'll start to thicken up. In fact, it'll get very thick. It'll become like a pudding texture. And then when you get to that point, take it off the stove and add 2 tablespoons of butter. And just stir it in until the butter is melted. And your filling is ready to pour into your prepared and baked pie shell. And the kind of pie shell you use is up to you. I'm using a pastry pie shell, but you can even use a graham wafer crust if you want to. Pour that custard in and then take the whole thing and put it in the refrigerator and allow it to chill completely. And what it'll do, it'll set up quite nicely so you'll be able to slice it. I garnished mine with some toasted coconut and some whipped cream. And there is a completed slice. This was delicious. The family loved it. It's nice and creamy and has a lovely coconut flavor. And I will be making this again, except I'll make my pastry crust just a bit thinner. It was a little bit too thick. Hope you give this one a try. It's great. I have made several pies on my channel, including this old-fashioned chocolate pie. They are all in a pie playlist. Go ahead and click on your screen or see the link in the About section below.